everyone, and welcome to the Extra Point. My name is Mark Adams, and I'm with my tag team partner, Coach Cofield, and this is our segment we like to call Top Performers. Coach, man, we got a lot of great athletes across the Big Bend area, and they did phenomenal last week in Week 10.
This whole season has been a great one for a lot of these kids. Usually the same kids every week having great seasons, and we like to recognize these guys. Because sometimes people get ignored. They give me my flowers while I yet live. And some of these guys have had great seasons. And we like to recognize them. I love doing this part. Because I wish when I was growing up they had this kind of stuff.
Right. And man, week number 10 was pretty interesting. We had a lot of great classic games, and it's really a blessing to get to this point because at one point we thought we weren't going to have football. So I know these guys, especially these seniors, are really grateful that they got the opportunity to finish the season, however many games it was. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Coach, I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk about the offense.
Yeah, I love talking about offense. We're gonna start off with Florida High. Trey Donaldson, quarterback. He had an awesome game. He was 11 for 13 for 229 yards and 2 touchdowns. At Gobby, Chase Gillespie, guy been up here every week, all a nomination for Player of the Week every week here. He had 156 yards and 19 carries, 3 touchdowns, and had two-point conversion. At Lincoln, wide receiver Christian Ducatoro had 5 receptions and 97 yards. NFC, Jonathan Lucas, 13 rushes for 118 yards and 1 touchdown. Walt Color, we have Jakari Irvin. He only had 7 carries for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. Samari Smith, 6 carries, 103 yards and 2 touchdowns. Man, that's a lot of efficient work there.
Right.
And finally, Rickers, Michael Townsend, Mr. Excitement, ended the game. He didn't have to do it this week, but he was 16 for 26, 170 yards, 2 TDs, 6 carries for 76 yards and 1 touchdown. Awesome performances.
Oh, yeah. Excellent job. Let's go ahead and talk about defense. I'm going to go let's talk about Kyrian Green for Florida High. 9 tackles, 8 solo, 2 tackles for a loss, and 1 sack on that huge night for a huge win for Florida High. Meanwhile, Swanee, Jaquez Moore, been hearing about this young man for quite some time now. 10 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. Meanwhile, for Gabi, Kewan Banks, 7 tackles, two tackles for a loss, and 1 interception. NFC, Sam Cooper, 12 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, and 1.5 sacks. For Wakulla, Kanye Westfield, we talked about this young man last week. 14 tackles, 7 solos, 7 assists, 2 tackles for a loss, and 2 sacks. And then also, he's already been our player of the week on defense one time, but Trayvon Riles for Rickers, 15 tackles, 9 solos, 6 assists, 2 tackles for a loss, and 2 sacks.
Man, he had an awesome night, didn't he?
Man, I would hate to put these guys on one defense and have to line up against them.
Hey, man, Tallahassee rocks, baby. Then we have Florida High. We talk about the linemen, the guys up front.
Guys in the trenches.
Who do the dirty work in the trenches. We talking linemen. Florida High lineman Christian McLaren, 82. He graded out 82%, had 2 pancakes and 2 knockdowns. Lincoln Trevion Whitaker. Man, he been on here every week.
That's a bad man.
That dude is always on here. He graded out 90%. He had 5 pancakes. Man, he had a lot of people's jersey that was dirty on the back. Then we had Jermichael McCants. He graded out at 83%. He went to Gobby High School with 3 pancakes and 1 sack. He only had 1 sack allowed, which is, he had a fairly good night. Then another guy that's been on here all the time, every week, JT Price. He graded out 94%. And he had 5 pancakes and didn't allow no sacks.
You're doing a good job when your quarterback's jersey is white.
Yeah.
When his jersey's still clean, that's how you like it. Let's go ahead and talk about special teams. Phase 3 of the game. Don't want to forget about these guys. For Florida High, Brooks Hickman was 8 of 9 on point after attempts and had 3 touchbacks. For Lincoln, got to talk about this young man, kicker David Monroe, 3 for 3 on field goals, and his longest of 47 yards. It was still going up. I saw it go through the uprights, and it was still going up. Also had other kicks of 23 and 32 yards in that win over Gabby last week. Also for the Cougars, Keywan Banks had 150 return yards and a 98-yard kickoff return. Excellent night for him. For NFC, Caden Giles was 5 of 6 on extra points. For Wakulla, Chase Linville was 5 for 5 on extra points and 3 touchbacks. And then for Rickards, Nasir Murbarak was 5 for 5 on extra points as well. Great job, guys. Great job, gentlemen.
Man, I enjoyed this. This is one of my favorite segments we do, and I love to get a kids recognition. We had some awesome performances. I can't wait to the end of the season when we do our all-star team. Which I let this cat out of the bag. That'll be coming sometime in December.
Absolutely. I look forward to a lot of these guys. We've been talking about them week after week, and they're just having great seasons. If you are on this list, you are the real deal. It's not a fluke. Want to remind everyone, if you didn't hear your name and you didn't see yourself on this list, that's probably because we don't have your stats. Go ahead and nominate. We need nominees. We need your coaches to go ahead and nominate their players. Go ahead and send those nominations to fourquartersonline@gmail.com. You can also send us a direct message on Instagram or Twitter @fourquartersonline. And hopefully this list will get longer and longer as we get into the playoffs.
Yeah, bro. It's exciting to see these kids and all these top performances. And we actually got to see some of these performances ourselves. I know you went around the games last week, and you got to see them in person.
Absolutely, man.
I think some of these kids, as we said before, they're having a great year. Some of them are seniors, which is great that due to COVID, they had an opportunity to perform.
Yeah, absolutely. So this has been the Extra Point. My name is Mark Adams, and I'm here with my partner,
Coach Cofield.
We'll catch everybody in our next segment of the Extra Point.